is the International Shack of the Pack, the Michael Jordan of radio. Look here, man, WPGC, CBS Radio, Washington, D.C. It's on and popping. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you guys to the All Frequencies Tour. This van right here is your all-purpose. You don't need nothing else. We talking about TV, radio. You got what you want. Everything in this vehicle right here, ladies and gentlemen. And we got the Fanatics that's going to be traveling all across the country. Watch out for them, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to take the world by storm, baby. The All Frequencies Tour. These Fanatics are getting it in. The International Shack of the Pack, baby. Wowzers!
Hey, I'm Andrew Clark.
And I'm Jared Given, and we are the Broadcast Audio Fanatics. Many of you may remember meeting us along the way. We were the guys kind of circling the country in the truck. And it was interesting just to kind of have the purpose of the tour. Telos had this idea of just kind of establishing a one-on-one relationship with engineers who may otherwise not be able to make it out to NAB and see our gear. And for people who already have our stuff, it was a great opportunity to get one-on-one feedback from them, to listen to any advice they may have about what they're looking for from future products or things that could be improved or things that they liked.
Yeah, going into this, we didn't really have many preconceived notions about broadcasting, but we came out of it with a great sense of community, a really nice community of engineers and programmers and just people that have a love for broadcasting, and it was really nice to see in the flesh, and kind of took a lot of the mystery away from the broadcast industry for us. So yeah, we enjoyed the tour a whole lot, and yeah, thanks for visiting us if you did, and if you didn't, hopefully at some point down the road you'll get a chance to see this awesome truck, because it really is a impressive piece of marketing and initiative.
This is Andrew
And Jared
from the Broadcast Audio Fanatics Tour, and you're listening to 88.3 FM WXUT.
Toledo's only alternative.
Live life loud.
So to start out the tour, we went through upstate New York and then continued down into kind of the mid-Atlantic states with West Virginia, Kentucky, and Indiana. It was nice to kind of get into the swing of things and learn what we were going to be doing for the rest of the tour, kind of figuring out the routine for hotels and travel and kind of getting into figuring out how we're going to attack all that.
And Lexington in Kentucky is just a fantastic southern city. One of my favorite places in the country, actually, probably top 20. Just beautiful rolling hills. There's just tons of horse farms and just, the Kentucky Derby and everything else that's related to it. Just a very, very cool place. Definitely worth checking out.
Here with Doug Jones, who is an Axia user. And I guess, Doug, what do you like about Axia? What works for you?
The best thing that I think about Axia is the flexibility and the ability to have a million sources, easily select them from anywhere, move stuff around. The element board that we use has 12 faders on it, and we can, we run shows, we do everything through it.
That's great.
We have several different setups in it for whatever we're doing. If we're doing a share-a-thon, we may have a board set up for that. It's very easy to change your profiles and do what you want to do. And it's wonderful to work with.
That's great. And are you enjoying the tour? Do you like the tour?
Yes, the tour is great, other than it's pretty warm.
Yeah.
It's summer in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah, it's not cool. But
no.
Grand Rapids for us became one of our favorite stops on the whole tour. Great size for a city. It was young, cool location, great beer, great food. Definitely worth checking out Grand Rapids. And only a couple hours from Chicago too.
Yeah, and Chicago was just awesome. Loved the city, loved the people, loved the whole vibe of that city. And we had an awesome time meeting with Peter Fiemel from Chicago Public Radio. It's just awesome getting to see their facilities and getting to see the place where things like This American Life and one of my favorite podcasts, Film Spotting, is recorded there. It's just a really, really neat facility right there on Navy Pier in Chicago. Awesome to meet those guys and kind of get to show them what we had to offer.
I'm here with Peter Fiemel from WBEZ in Chicago. So Peter, what did you like about the tour? Did you get anything out of it?
Yeah, it's great seeing all the gear, having you guys come here. Got to play with a couple of neat toys. Yeah, what a great idea.
Yeah. Was there any particular brand that you were excited to see or anything that stood out to you?
Well, it's good to see the VX phone system that we're about to buy. It's good to see it firsthand.
Cool. All right, well, thanks for having us, and good luck in the future. Thanks.
We're just outside of Madison with Derek Murphy at WNWC. Just talking about the VX, I guess, how long have you had the VX for now?
Yeah, we've had the VX for about 2 years now. First installed that, came up from an old Gettner system, so quite the upgrade. But yeah, it's been great. We loved having it.
That's great. What do you think is like the best feature for you? What's been
I think the best feature is probably just the scalability. I mean, you get the live wire network in there and just being able to add and remove it with the producer software too. Just being able to set up that software in a studio, not necessarily having to have a traditional phone, the VSet, but still being able to run the I/O into the room has been awesome. Helped us to get some phone calls into smaller rooms where the VSet wasn't really an option. So that's probably been my biggest thing about it that I've enjoyed.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, Derek. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for stopping by. Love seeing it.
Great. Thanks.
As huge football fans, seeing Lambeau Field in person was really, really special.
This is Evan Stanek. He's an Axia user here in Appleton, Wisconsin. And so, Evan, what do you think of Axia, and how are you liking the Element board?
Yeah, we've been on Axia in some capacity for 5 years now, and absolutely love it. It's kind of a foreign concept at first, and then when you actually put it in and it just works, it's phenomenal. We now have our complete automation system does direct to live wire, which is a really cool feature, and we're working on getting into the VX world as well. So really reliable stuff, and our users, our operators just love it. So
great. And so did you enjoy the Broadcast Audio Fanatics tour? What did you get out of it today?
Yeah, I loved a hands-on look at all the new stuff. I mean, I see it in the catalogs, but I don't get to go to NAB personally. My boss does. So getting to see all that stuff that I know you guys are showcasing is a really neat experience.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time to meet with us today, and glad you liked the tour. Thanks.
Thank you.
Minnesota and the Twin Cities is a really cool area too. Another solid stop.
This is George with Genesis Communications here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we're here to talk about the 25/7 PDM. George is currently using 6 of them, correct?
Correct.
And how are they working for you?
Excellent. I will say when we first bought them, or were first posed with the scenario that we needed to run delays to protect our programming, or better yet, protect our affiliate stations, my biggest horror was that I would have to program everything 7 seconds early. And for many of you that schedule traffic and schedule templates and logs and stuff, you know exactly the nightmare I'm talking about. When I heard that we could go in and out of, or we could basically go in and out of delay around the breaks many times per hour, is when I turned on to it. Self-explanatory. The red button, of course, is your dump button. The green one is your build. The yellow is your exit. And of course, it's even got a cough feature. We really, really love the ability that as soon as you dump something, and here again, for those of you who have been hands-on engineering, running a show, and something happens, and your first question is, did that get on air? I'll tell you, this thing is slick. It will instantly email a clip of what it removed. And within seconds, you will be listening to that, and for your own sanity and peace of mind, you'll know it happened or it didn't happen.
Had a great time in these Midwestern cities like Sioux Falls and Rapid City and Missoula, these great kind of small towns that you might not think of as good, great places to visit, but are just absolutely gorgeous, really clean and nice and good people. Had a lot of fun in both of those states, particularly Montana too, with our weekend trip to the cabin up on the Stillwater River, which was probably one of the best weekends of my life, just in terms of relaxing. Drinking a beer on the side of that creek while we looked at the mountains was maybe one of the best parts of the tour.
And then heading up into the Great Northwest, we did a really big stretch of SBE meetings. We saw, I think, 8 chapters or 10 chapters or some crazy number over the course of just a couple of weeks. But great people up there. The states are absolutely beautiful. Washington was interesting because it's a little bit drier than you would think, especially on the eastern part of the state. I kind of pictured the whole state would be like Seattle, rainy but really green. But it's much more diverse than that. But then we headed onward to Oregon. By then the government shutdown had ended, so we did get to go to Crater Lake, which was an excellent, beautiful, beautiful place. And one of my favorite drives was in Oregon, just a really beautiful mountainous state, and that's where I first saw the ocean too, the Pacific Ocean from the American perspective. So one of my favorite places for sure.
We're up here with Bill Witt today in Medford, Oregon. We have an SBE meeting, and Bill just told me that he has over 7 Omnia 1s. So I just was going to ask, what about the Omnia 1 do you like?
I love it because of the price point specifically, and in smaller markets, if you are in competition with big market with lots of high dollar items, the Omnia 1 provides your output on FM, especially on FM, with a reliable, robust, perfect sound that is easily in competition with people that have deep pockets.
Right.
And it really helps for small market FMs, and it cleans up translators. I mean, I can't describe how well the Omnia works. It's been in the field now. I've had Omnias in the field now for 8 years without anything wrong with them at all, except for general maintenance and cleaning. They've gone through some software upgrades, but overall the sound is still competitive, very competitive.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Noah.
Yeah,
Hope you enjoyed the truck.
I do. I love the truck.
Awesome.
Can I keep it?
Yeah.
We saw a bunch of different states in the Midwest, the Rocky Mountains, and stretching out to Tennessee. We had a ton of fun in southern Utah, seeing Zion National Park, and Jared went over to Bryce Canyon as well. I intend to go back. I really would like to get back and just spend a couple weeks there and take it all in. Also, Tennessee, we had a lot of fun. I have some friends in Tennessee that we got a chance to hang out with at their lake house. That was a lot of great, fun. Nice to break up the trip that way and actually get to hang out with some kids our age, which was nice. Austin, Texas was fantastic. Also, Colorado is probably the best place on earth, if you ask me. It's just so great out there, and I intend to spend more of my life there, if not the rest of it. So.
And we just learned so much over the course of this whole experience, this whole journey. I mean, we met so many great people, so many people in broadcasting, from engineers to program directors, GMs, crazy on-air people. It was all awesome, and we really got a sense of just of how communal the whole thing is. I actually thought before it started that it was going to be much more competitive and cutthroat, but it was really a friendly environment. We would often arrive in a place like St. Louis or any specific market, and all the engineers would be in it together. They'd be like, oh, you got to go see Mark over here, and you got to see this guy. And it really felt like there was just 2 degrees of separation at most. You either knew someone, if someone was in broadcasting, or you knew someone who knew them. So it's a really kind of cool, smaller sized community, and everyone kind of works together. It was really great, and it was just great to meet all these people.